Hi, this is English Literature 202 and I'm Joseph Fly. I want to spend just a few minutes talking with you about your first research paper. If you've already downloaded the assignment sheet under the R1 tab, you want to delete that and download again because just a few minutes ago I uploaded a slightly improved revision. Looks the same. There's a couple little additions which will help you a lot. So what you're going to do for the first research paper. This is called a single source paper because there's only one source. You don't have to do any real research in the fact that you have to go outside the class. All we're using is just the Play Macbeth, your standalone copy or your online copy or your printout. But all you're going to use is that Play Macbeth and answer one of these four questions. You're going to choose, you get to select either Macduff, Lady Macbeth, Banquo, or the Witches. If you choose to talk about Macduff, you have to answer the question of either, was he blinded by loyalty? Was he just oblivious to everything because of how loyal he was to King Duncan? Or was he keenly aware of Macbeth's evil from the beginning? Was he aware of Macbeth's evil before Macbeth became apparently evil to the audience? Was he aware of his evil before us? If you want to do Lady Macbeth, you can either talk about how she's too ambitious or how she's insane to begin with. Now, spoiler alert, she dies from her insanity, apparently, but that doesn't manifest itself until Act 3. But you could go back to Act 1, Scene 3 and say, hey, there's some evidence that she's insane at the beginning of the play. It's up to you. Banquo, of course, is Macbeth's good friend and fellow Thane, and you could argue that either he's too loyal for his own good, and that's what causes his death, his downfall, or he's more loyal to his friend Macbeth than he is to his King Duncan. Or if you want to talk about the witches, you could try to convince me that the witches are totally evil, i.e. chaotic evil, or they're really not that bad, that they're more mischievous than truly evil, and what they do is really more words and warnings and prophecies than any actual magic or destruction. All right, so this assignment has two parts. You're going to turn in your outline no later than Sunday, February 1st, and that's worth 40 points. Then the final draft will be due Sunday, February the 8th, and that's worth 60 points. This outline is the easiest 40 points you'll get all semester. Let me show you. This is what I'm looking for, this and nothing more. I've added this onto the assignment sheet, another reason why you want to print it out. And what you turn into me needs to look just like this, because a big part of this assignment is the formatting, the way it looks on the page. Be sure you use Times New Roman 12-point font. The assignment says, or the instructions say to double space. I have double space this because there's only 4 sentences, and to make it more readable, to make it more easily readable, I increase the spaces. But it's only got 4 sentences. It's got the thesis, that's the main idea, which clearly answers the research question, and then it's got 3 topic sentences. Look at the sentences. In the thesis, it says, in the play Macbeth by William Shakespeare, MacDonald was a complete villain. MacDonald was the second son of King Duncan. And I just used that name. He really wasn't a villain at all. I just threw that name in there so that it wouldn't interfere with whichever assignment you're working on. But anyway, the thesis. When you do your final paper, it's got to be the last sentence, but it's always the main idea, and it has to answer the research question. It has to be a complete sentence, but make sure it's a simple sentence. You don't want a compound, complex sentence. In the play Macbeth, William Shakespeare, MacDonald was a complete villain, but he had many redeeming factors. No, just focus just on the one part. Now, that Macbeth and William Shakespeare, that's introductory material, that can go anywhere in the introduction. I just put mine in the thesis just so you would see it and know what it is. You don't have to. Your thesis could very easily be MacDonald was a complete villain. Then your first topic sentence, and this is going to be the first sentence of your body paragraph in the final draft, MacDonald was a villain by the way he treated his peers, his contemporaries. And that's going to talk all about how he treated his peers. The next paragraph starts off with MacDonald was a villain the way he treated his family. That body paragraph will talk all about how he treated his family and how that showed he was a villain. The last one talks about he was a villain by the way he treated his king. That paragraph will be filled with examples and explanations of how he treated his king and showing how he was a bad guy, a total villain. So on February 1st, all you need is a properly formatted outline of 4 sentences, thesis and 3 topic sentences. You don't need quotes. You don't need an introduction. You don't need anything other than just that little bit I just showed you. Then 2 weeks later, 1 week later, you're going to turn into me on February the 8th, you're going to turn into me a final draft, which has an introduction and body paragraphs. Each body paragraph has at least one direct quote from the play, followed by an in-text citation and a works cited page. I'll post an example so you'll have that. And there you go. Please remember to avoid AI and everything we do this semester. You don't want to use AI to help you write the paper. You don't want to use AI to help you revise it or to do the grammar or anything. Just this is all you. Okay, you're perfectly capable of writing a 2-page paper. All right, let's see what else. Any other questions about the paper? If you have questions, please let me know. Just shoot me an email, jfly@southplainscollege.edu. Thank you for remembering that we're not using Blackboard Messenger this semester. We're just using email. It gets to me a lot quicker and I can answer your questions more directly. And it will help if you will tell me in the subject line of your email which class you're in. English 1302, section 156. Then we don't have to go back and forth, well, that depends on which class you're in. I'm in this class. Okay, what's your question? So yeah, just tell me who you are and where you're from, and I'll get your question answered as quickly as possible. But that does bring up another point. On your discussion posts, you want to be sure and answer the prompt, the discussion question, in the first sentence of your post, of your answer. Just tell me the answer, and that'll help keep you focused. It'll help you to have one main idea, and then the rest of your post, the rest of the 200 words, can develop that main idea using examples and explanations. And again, grammar, spelling, and punctuation don't count on the discussion posts, but you're still not allowed to use AI. Okay, and we'll talk some more about that because that might become an issue. But just remember, all I'm looking for is just you on those discussion posts. All I'm looking for is just your understanding. What did you think of Macbeth? Was he a good guy or a bad guy? I just want your opinion. Now that you've read the play, what do you think? Okay, let's see. You've downloaded the syllabus. Be sure you keep up with that. There'll be 2 discussion questions for the next couple of weeks. Please don't forget that you are more than welcome to come into my class anytime. I teach this class Monday night at 7 o'clock and Thursday night at 5:30. You're welcome to come and sit in and just listen to the discussion as we talk about Macbeth or as we explain the assignments, and we'd love to have you. We're downtown, 13th and Avenue Q, actually just a little bit behind the Prosperity Bank. We're on the 2nd floor, room 2016. I'm the tall, good-looking English professor wearing a green sweater today. When you have questions, drop me an email. I'll answer as quickly as I can.